Hello everyone, I'm Mikas, BI developer at PAYSTRAX, and I will be presenting our success story with Snowflake. So we did in fact start with Snowflake, and a little bit about me before the whole Snowflake and our data platform. So I am a really avid gamer, really love some of the games I've depicted here. I really like board games, so yeah, video, board, any type of games really work. I started baking last year, got really into some of these lazy cakes, Cronin rolls, got a cheesecake, hosted a lazy cake competition in my office, had about 6 or 7 of them, all different sorts and kinds, caramel, chocolate, matcha, you can imagine. It was amazing.
Did you bring any?
Excuse me?
Did you bring any?
Oh yes, the one here, the caramel one is mine on the wooden board. It's my special. And I'm a minifigure painter. I really only paint the figures I have from my board games, but I'm really into looking into Warhammer. So if anyone knows Warhammer here, you know how much of a crazy universe it is. Yeah. Okay, so some information about PAYSTRAX, what we do, what we are. So we are a payment service provider with licenses in Lithuania and the UK, and we get payments to our customers as quickly and cost efficiently as possible. So we do provide Visa and MasterCard payments and in any sort of different scenarios. It can be post-terminal, online, mobile, or any other electronic payments. For example, I don't know if any of you know about Moto payments, but it is a payment where you call a company, you tell them your credit card number, and they make the entry manually. And this is actually very popular in the UK, and around 500 million transactions still happen like that to this day. So a little bit about us. We are a 100-strong employee company growing really fast. We have around 40% growth of our customers since 2023, so in the last year. And we have over 490 million euros in acquiring in the last year. A little bit about our company values. So it is ambition. We really are trying to do the impossible. We advance courageously, strive for excellence, look into everything we can do, work as a team. Professionalism. So we are really trying to commit, be the professionals we can. Sure, there are different scenarios and people sometimes do crash out, but we are trying to keep it as professional as possible. And well, how could work happen if there wouldn't be any fun? So we are trying to keep a stress-free environment. Sure, it is, well, probably impossible in the real world, but as much as we can. And well, getting a laughter together. And if you would ever visit us in Vilnius office, you would really hear the IT department laughing from time to time. So going into the tooling, when we were choosing the tooling, there were a lot of options we were leveraging, looking into, discovering features, measuring capabilities, data storage, compute, on-premises, cloud, multi-cloud. It's pretty simple. We picked Snowflake. Why did we pick Snowflake? Well, let's get straight into that. So what we were looking for. Since we started from scratch, we were just looking for some innovative, cutting-edge technology. We had no tech stack defined, so we did not go for a specific language like Java backend and then look into SQL analytics, maybe some Python developers. So there was nothing. We were a clean slate looking for something in the market. And we were really avoiding on-premises servers with high upfront costs. We did not want to pay a lot of money to get the servers up and running. We were looking for flexibility. So we were looking for, could not measure how much data or how much traffic we would get, if we would grow fast, if we would grow slow, how much would that be incoming into our company. So we were looking for flexibility here. And Snowflake really can deliver in this sense and in this scale. The next point is low to none maintenance. So this will actually translate into the next point that we do not want maintenance on the hardware side. If any of you had DBAs or worked with on-premises servers, you know what a pain is when suddenly a server disconnects or a hard drive becomes faulty or something happens. So we were avoiding a dedicated DBA role. We did not want to have that, and we were looking for a way to avoid this. So what Snowflake delivered for us, as you see, we have the targets, so extensive and easy to follow documentation. They have excellent support. It's really easy to get the systems up and running. If you want to try, they have like an amazing startup for any like little data projects you might have, so you can really try the product for yourself. So this cloud-focused storage and processing allows you to completely forget about the maintenance and dedicated maintenance personnel. So this is back to the point where we do not want a dedicated DBA, and we do not want to really take care about the hardware side, and we want a kind of an easy ride. Snowflake really delivered on this point. Flexible resource allocation. So it is amazing how Snowflake can allow you to scale out and scale up. So you can parallelize many processes as much as you like, or if you need your queries to run faster, your data pipelines to execute in milliseconds. Okay, not milliseconds, but like in seconds, you can go up. Sure, the cost goes up, but well, it's expected with a performance boost. And well, as I've already touched on this, is scaling up and scaling wide without any upfront investment. Sure, you will pay with Snowflake credits, but the scaling is instant. You spin up a warehouse bigger than you previously used. For example, you're using a small warehouse that has, let's say, a one cluster core. You can scale out. You can activate 4 cores. You can increase the warehouse size, which increases the computational power. And this is amazing because you can have some jobs that would run, for example, like 5 minutes, and suddenly you need this job to complete in 2 minutes. No problem, Snowflake will have you covered here. Then the extra that we received, but we did not ask, which is amazing, automatic encryption of data at rest and in transit. This is really important in a controlled and highly secured sector, especially in payments. So this is an amazing key point for us. Automatic partitioning with the Snowflake micro partition architecture. So you do not really need to write clustering keys or indexes anymore. Snowflake does it for you. Sure, if we're talking about massive giant tables, you can still write them, and Snowflake has an extensive documentation on how to do that. You do not need to do it. Snowflake does it for you. But if you see diminishing returns on your queries, you can do it yourself. It's no big deal. Support for structured and unstructured data formats. So it's anything you might have in your warehouses. CSVs, TSVs, JSON, Avro, Parquet. Anything can go into and out of Snowflake. It's an amazing platform for any sort of data formats you might work with. Granular access controls. So you can set up the environment in such a way that your users and roles can be distributed in such a way it's really easy to manage. So you can set up pretty much any environment you have right now and migrate it to Snowflake without any real difficulties. Then object tags and columnar row level masking policies, which is amazing for data governance. So you can combine the roles Snowflake has provided with object tags to create a governed environment where, for example, maybe a sales data analyst should not be able to see HR data or data that is protected from certain eyes, and this can help you achieve that. Amazing disaster recovery of data with time travel and failsafe. So if any of you actually used Snowflake or had this, this is pretty amazing because Snowflake does have this time travel feature, which is mind-blowing for me to this day, that lets you just write a query and just go back in time. So you accidentally drop the table, no problem. They have an undrop feature, which is completely mind-blowing to me. So going further, where Snowflake really shined for us, which is environments. So it is really easy to set up multiple accounts in Snowflake and have them all under an organizational account. For this, you will need an enterprise edition of Snowflake, but if you are looking into that and you would like to separate your different environments, I think I would really recommend to do this because you can set up them on different cloud vendors like GCP, AWS, and Azure. We personally use Azure and AWS, and it can allow you to segment your development environments really well. For example, you have development, user acceptance testing, and production. So we sort of have this segmentation in our workflows, and it works really great. We can push data from development to prod. The structures are identical, and we can really work on that well. Going to the next step, replication. Very straightforward and easy to use. You can share databases. You can use shares for that. It is scheduled. You can run them manually. You can run them on a schedule. Executions do not clash. So if you accidentally manually run a schedule that was postponed like 2 minutes ago, it is no problem. They do not clash. They will replicate in time. And there is no upfront error here. Then regarding flexibility, it is amazing for distributed workloads. So for example, you have a very demanding job in the morning, your daily ETL process or monthly reporting, and you need way more compute than you actually do. Snowflake provides perfect tooling to do this. You can start up a larger warehouse than you usually do, allocate more resources, let the job run, deactivate the warehouse, get back to a different instance, and just forget that it ever happened. It will do everything for you. It just needs a little bit of configuration for that specific job. There is a possibility to automatically allocate more resources, which I just mentioned, using multi-cluster warehouses or using QAS, which is the query acceleration service, which allows for queries to run extremely fast with up to, as I've seen, almost 10 to 20, maybe even 100 times, depending on the scope of the data and the amount of the data that you have. And as well, you can mix and match Snowflake with account types, which is a really amazing thing that Snowflake has done, since the accounts in the organization are really easy to connect to each other using shares and transfer the data across them. If you're really looking to cut costs and sort of have all of this functionality, you can have data on a cheaper version of Snowflake, the standard edition, push the data to a more expensive instance, for example, an enterprise or a business critical edition, do whatever transformations you would like. So data masking, column masking, row level masking, whatever, push the data back to your test environment or development environment and work with it there. Sure, this will incur more upfront development, but it is completely possible. And well, the last step is data sharing. So support for all of the most common formats, CSV, JSON, XML. It is really amazing how Snowflake can just take a table, write a little simple SQL code and push out a JSON structure into whatever cold or hard storage you have, or Google or cloud provider like Azure or AWS S3 buckets. It is so incredibly easy to do that. And another topic, smooth integration with data shares and any service provider that uses Snowflake. So if you have any vendors that already use Snowflake, it is an amazing way to just connect your Snowflake with their own Snowflake and have this data sharing almost instantaneously. It is really easy to set up. Along with excellent functionality for mirroring production data in development. So just like I mentioned before, you just push your data from production using a shared your development instance, and you have prod data in development, and you can just basically develop in prod. Also, file ingestion and dispatch for AWS, Azure, and GCP. So talking a little bit about our architecture, which is our analytics layer in a high-level concept. So imagine that we have some data sources. It might be SFTPs, APIs, other databases. So we push all of that data into file storage. It could be an S3 bucket. It could be a Azure blob container. Then what we do from that container, we ingest the files into our main central warehouse in Snowflake. We store the data, we transform it, we prepare it for analytics. Everything is done by an orchestration tool that we use, and then we just push all of that data that is already transformed upstream into our BI analytics. This way, we create an environment that can be easily monitored, it can be easily adjusted, maintained, and our end users are happy with all of their data. We can analyze everything in one place, and any upstream data that our end users are monitoring can be accessed from Snowflake directly. So what we achieved with Snowflake, I will be touching on a few key points, which is centralized data storage, and we avoided the data silo architecture. Our prod environment contains the golden copy of data, which is an amazing thing to do. And since we can share it into our development environment, we can literally do the test in production any day of the week. This is an amazing feature for us, and replication can be instantaneous. For example, we have a junior developer that accidentally dropped the, I don't know, productions or the orders table. It's no problem. You can just use the replication, share the table back into development, keep testing in production. Number 2 is a logging framework that we integrated with our orchestration tool. We can monitor our data health, we can monitor our reports health and availability. We know what our end users can see, what is currently under maintenance or what is failing. This way we can instantly know which parts of our pipelines should be checked or if something has to be done. Talking about the third key point, over 1,000 data objects and transformations processed for self-service analytics, made possible with Power BI and Sigma. I've included the green demon there as well, Excel, which is it just cannot escape our daily lives as data people and still widely used, and actively supplying over 100 different analytical solutions. So we did create a data quality framework, and we are not currently using the data quality system that Snowflake has provided, but I will touch back on that a bit later. We have an internally defined quality framework that allows us to define business quality rules and check for validation, system comparison, or prune data that is out of date or out of business scope. This is how we integrate our business requirements into our datascape and data environment. Sometimes it is really hard to juggle these two things, so we are trying to keep our business end users on top of the data or up to date as possible. And the data statement delivery service that we have created, where our clients receive detailed information about their business performance via email. The lessons we have learned, so there will be quite a few. And the number one lesson is you should really look into logging. If you have not done logging before, please take the time and get logging running up as soon as possible. It is really important to have eyes on your data pipelines, on your tables. Maybe get a data cataloging tool. You really need to have that overview of what's happening, what's going on. If a job is failing, maybe where it failed, why it failed. And this is a really, really useful tool or a useful development framework that can help you extremely in cases of, data disasters. If you have time-sensitive data, which probably most of you do, or if you don't, good for you, because working with time is really a pain. So you have to start taking snapshots and take them today, because if you have data coming in, you process it, you show a snapshot to your end user, there will come a day when the end user will be like, I remember, you showed me this data 3 months ago. Can we compare that data? And this is where data snapshotting would come in completely clutch and would help you just to get everything up and running so fast without telling your end user like, okay, that happened 3 months ago. We have the file somewhere in storage. I could maybe look for it, maybe combine it, do some transformations, and it would make you work on it for quite some time. User and role management. So do not look over this and use the Snowflake built-in system roles. They're really great. The sysadmins, org admins, and security admins, those roles are really nice, and they're made there for setting up the environment. You should really look into how Snowflake has created this amazing hierarchy of roles and users and define it to your own business needs. It is really important that you do not use these roles, because they are only there as a placeholder to build up on your own business scenario. It is not illegal to use them. I know that Snowflake does not recommend it. I personally would not recommend it, because anything you change to a naturally occurring role will copy to any other, or it will extend to any other user that has this role. So really looking into this is, I think, very important. I've reiterated myself multiple times on this topic, which is read the documentation because it is amazing. It contains a plethora of useful information and functionality. Absolutely no other tool can handle. And if we're looking into Snowflake documentation, you would be surprised how many useful tips and different functions Snowflake has. I always dedicate around 10 to 15 minutes a week just to skim through the documentation, maybe look for something new, a new function, maybe some useful functions that I used in the past or in the future, or something for time intelligence, something for handling data ingestion. There is just so much information there, so please do not look it over. So also do not be afraid of failure. Mistakes do happen. It can be a rough start. Some projects might not lift off the ground, and developers around the world already probably experienced this. And you should really read forums, information stacks, and other sources of useful information, because it is really important to take time to reflect on all the work you have done yourself, since I believe without sharing, without this kind of knowledge sharing and information sharing, we would all be running in these isolated environments trying to figure out everything ourselves. And I don't believe we have to do this. Sharing information and sharing practices is the best way to gain experience in the field, gain experience with the tool, and also to, well, make connections, find new partners, find new colleagues, find new friends. And number 6, time travel and failsafe. They're complete lifesavers. It is amazing that Snowflake has this feature. I'm very happy about this one. And what it basically does, it can save you from any disaster you accidentally deleted the orders table in your production environment. Well, no problem. Snowflake has you covered. You go into time travel, you can look back up to 90 days, I believe, is the maximum retention period. So if you have forgot about a table for over 90 days, well, you might be in a pickle. And what's next? So what we're looking into right now actively: streams, DMFs, data governance, and AI, ML, Cortex. So streams. We're not using streams when they came out. We do not use streams to this day since we had our logging framework, but we are looking into streams since it is a native Snowflake function coming out of the box that allows to log the ML operations. If you also use Snowflake and would like to use streams, and you have, for example, a logging framework or something, you have to keep in mind that streams only work from the moment you create them. It does not store data beforehand, so creating a stream on top of a table you already have, it will only work from the moment you have created it. Then DMFs, which is data monitoring functions. Something similar to the system we have created internally. This is a helper tool that would enhance our business and visibility significantly when used well alongside streams, which helps monitor your object health. Then data governance, masking policies with column and row level access in tandem with tags that allows us to create a governed and managed data environment. Talking about the AI, ML, and Cortex, we are a foot behind in this field since we do not have a real-life scenario yet where we need to explore this field. But we are looking into it, into Snowflake ML and Cortex models, looking into those functions. And just as the colleague from Snowflake mentioned today, you can be a SQL guy and use ML now. So that really piqued my interest, and I will definitely be looking into this. So our road of success and how we see it happening is, well, optimize, govern what you are doing, monitor what you have delivered, and of course, deliver. So thank you for your time.
Mikas, thank you so much. Any questions from audience?
During your presentation, you promised to go back to data quality topic later, but haven't come to that. So could you could you talk a little bit more about data quality and maybe out-of-the-box solution that Snowflake is offering?
Yes. So actually, Can I go back? My understanding of data quality I've mentioned is the streams and DMFs. It is a way of ensuring data quality by using streams where you can log DML operations. So you would have to build a layer on top of this, which is not an out-of-the-box solution. Like you just write a simple, or for example, you tick a box, monitor this table. Snowflake is an amazing tool, but it will still need some development from your side, since you have to set up the environment, and still it's really dependent on the business case, what kind of objects or what kind of business critical scenarios you have. What we have in our ecosystem is a data quality system where we have a service running on top of our objects that scans daily, looks for mismatches or mispatterns, and gives our end users the information about that. We do not do anything with the monitoring system, like instantly eradicating any errors or doing any DML operations. We only notify. So it's like an error producing engine that allows our end users to see the issue. Because we as data people, we are not the owners of the data. We have data owners that actually push the data towards us. So we have to notify them that, look, this is misaligned, or there's a new product, there's a new type of field that is coming into our system. We do not know what to do. You have to give us an answer. So we push that for our end users. And streams with DMFs would be a real lifesaver here, because they can help you get visibility here. So this is probably where I missed to...
Maybe I can add, if Tuomo, Antti, Teiko keep me honest. So in Snowflake we have features nowadays where you can define like your data quality monitoring functions, like how often this data needs to be updated. It needs to be coming every 5 minutes. You can create your rules, like what values are allowed, what are not allowed, and then create processes automatically. When you get faulty rows, you get an error. You get the error handling. Not sure, Antti, Teiko, Tuomo, that's not my strongest area, but...
there are some native applications through Snowflake Marketplace that you can start utilizing within your data pipelines. Some of them are developed internally by our experts, and then there are also some third-party native applications also available regarding data quality.
But that's anyway how the platform, I mean, we have our own features. Sometimes it is good, sometimes you have something better on the marketplace or third parties, and we will be always open on you to choose whatever is best for you. And of course, Team Infotrust can help as well, because they are better with the actual, we know the functionalities, they can actually deploy and help you. So.
Cool. Thanks for answering. Sorry, there is one more question in slide, anonymous question. Can you tell about the most unexpected function that you found in Snowflake? What emotion you had in the moment when you found it? Some example.
That is an amazing question, actually, and I would have to look it up, but it is a similarity comparison function. I would never think that a function like that would come out of the box. It's a Jarrow-Winkler distance or something. I could... Oh, wait, give me a second.
Accessing Snowflake documentation.
Exactly, the most useful resource.
Online.
Yes, it's Jarrow-Winkler similarity. So this is an amazing function that allows you to compare two strings together, and it spits out a coefficient of how similar they are. So I was actually doing some analysis on emails, and well, some emails had an input of a capital letter, a lowercase letter, there's dots between the name and the surname, and I had to look into functionality that would spit out a coefficient, since, well, you can use comparison functions like or I like, using cases with different string arguments. This function had amazing results for me for that specific ad hoc analysis, and I was just blown away that you can just find a function out of the box, just Jarrow-Winkler similarity, and you have text comparison straight there inside a query. You don't have to write an application, use Python or any other solution. You can just do it in an SQL editor, which is completely mind-blowing.
Mikas, thank you, and I have to say that I've been working with multiple vendors, and I think one thing about Snowflake that probably needs to be said that Snowflake customers are one of the happiest and most enthusiastic customers about the platform. So thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you, Mikas.
Thank you.